Here are the 5 best teams to never win a championship. Team number 1, the 2000s Sacramento Kings. During the early 2000s, the Shaq and Kobe Lakers reigned supreme, winning 3 titles in a row. The Lakers' third title didn't come lightly, as the Sacramento Kings were their biggest challenge. The Kings took the Lakers to 7 games that year, in a series where the Lakers were blown out and needed game winners to keep the series alive. The Lakers eventually prevailed, but most feel the Kings were a team that would be around for years to come. However, the Kings were cut in their prime, when their star forward Chris Webber went down with a career-altering knee injury in the second round of the 2003 playoffs, and the Kings were never the same. Some say 2003 was their year, but it just wasn't meant to be.
Chris Webber goes down in a heap underneath the basket.
I don't think anyone knew at that particular time what was happening and what was going on, but I think it was heartfelt that one of our greatest and biggest warriors just fell. And we fought as hard as we could, but it wasn't meant. When Chris went down, it was the end of the era, and it wasn't that I maybe didn't see it, but I felt it at the time. As soon as I think I was at the other end of the court, and I looked back at him, and I was like, oh man. And you know, I've had injuries before, and you know when something's not good.
Team number 2, Mike D'Antoni's Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns came out of nowhere during the late 2000s. Steve Nash went back to the team that drafted him, along with a young Amari Stoudemire. The two pieces surrounded by three-point shooters and had a formula for success. Steve Nash won the MVP 2 years in a row, and the team won 62, 54, 61, and 55 games over a 4-season stretch. However, they were never able to make it past the conference finals. The Suns were a victim of bad timing as they were part of a very competitive Western Conference. Some say the Suns created the style of play being used today. A run-and-gun, three-point shooting style seems to be the norm nowadays, and it's being capitalized by the Golden State Warriors.
A number of players have had tremendous careers who haven't won a title, and they probably feel similar to the way I do. Disappointed. Wish we could have taken that, that final step that wasn't to be. But my time playing this game has been incredible. I played on some great teams, had a lot of success, and just wasn't able to get over the hump a few times. I simply want people to remember me as a competitor and a great teammate. That's it. Those are the two most important things, to compete every day, to show up for your team and your teammates, be accountable and show up in big games and show up in big moments, and to be a great teammate. That's all I could ever ask for.
Team number 3, the Shaq and Penny Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic were built around a young and dominant Shaquille O'Neal and an up-and-coming Penny Hardaway. Some call Penny the second coming of Magic Johnson, or the original LeBron James. The Magic were the only team to beat an MJ-led Bulls team in the 90s and went to the NBA Finals in 1994. They met the defending champion Houston Rockets in the finals, who they proved to be no match for. Hakeem Olajuwon was able to limit Shaq, and the Rockets swept the series. Due to contract disputes between Shaq and the Magic, the team's run was cut short, as Shaq decided to sign with the Lakers in '96. It was believed the Magic were recognized as the next dynasty of the NBA. People always question what would have happened if that team stayed together.
How did you feel about Shaq in the years right after he left? Because I think at one point he called Orlando a dried-up little pond, right?
Well, I was hurt because I knew that when he had left that it was downhill for us, because you can't lose a guy of that magnitude. Shaq was, to me, the best big man in the NBA. And to lose him, I knew that it was going to end my title run to try to get a ring, and that he was going to go on to bigger and better things in L.A.
Team number 4, the Stockton and Malone Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz in the late 90s were a powerhouse, as the team won over 60 games, 3 out of 4 seasons, in the mid to late 90s. The team won 60, 55, 64, and 62 games, in that order. They also went to the finals 2 years in a row. However, the team ran into the Chicago Bulls both years and lost to the Jordan-led Bulls in 6 competitive games both years.
Jordan a drive. Hangs, fires, yes! The Bulls lead 87-86.
Michael Jordan with 45 points.
Team number 5, the OKC Thunder. This team is a bit more recent, as most fans can remember the loaded OKC Thunder. The team was built around Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and Serge Ibaka. As the years went on, each piece would be traded or leave through free agency, and now only Russell Westbrook is with the team, and is viewed as a playoff team, but not a contender. The team was a threat to win the title for a number of years, but was only able to make it to the NBA Finals one time. The Thunder was more concerned with saving money rather than going all in for the win, making trades and free agent moves to save money rather than win. It makes you wonder how good the team could have been if they were to stay together, as Kevin Durant won an MVP and both Westbrook and Harden are MVP candidates this year. It makes you wonder how good that team could have been if they were to stay together. Kevin Durant won an MVP and both Westbrook and Harden are MVP candidates this season.
So that's it. Disagree with me? Let the debate begin in the comments below. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And subscribe if you want. It'd be cool. Just saying. This has been a basketball public service announcement, and I'm out. Peace.
These is facts, bruh.